Hey guys, what's happening? This is Forgo Nation, and today I thought I'd spice things up a little bit. I know everybody's been watching tons of Jean Grey videos, and guys, I can't help it, man. She's freaking awesome, and I know a lot of other YouTubers are just sharing the wealth from her like crazy. But today I thought I'd spice it up a little bit and do a little comparison and ABX between Jean Grey and Shirog. Now we all know how powerful Shirog is. She's she's a freaking god. She's pretty insane, guys. Now, with that 50% all attack with Nick Fury, and by the way, we're going to be using Nick Fury and ABX for both Jean Grey and Shirog. So having him as the leadership will show us the stats from his 50% all attack increase with what he's given him. Now, my Shirog's got 51,700 energy attack. She has max attack speed, 50 crit rate, and that gets maxed out whenever she hits her 5th skill. She gets 25% crit rate from her 5th skill, I believe. She has more or less max critical damage, max ignore defense, and she has max skill cooldown. And she does have this leadership, which we will not be utilizing, you guys. I'm going to put Shirog at a little bit of a disadvantage against Jean. She's tier 3, and one advantage that my Shirog has over Jean is she has 6-star energy attack Urus, whereas my Jean only has 5-star energy attack Urus. Both of their gears are all at 6, and both of them have a fully awakened overdrive set. Both of them also have a CTP of energy with a 200% damage proc. Now this is another difference where Shirog actually has an advantage. She has a mythic uniform. So she's getting this all attack bump right here. She's getting this energy attack bump here. But here's the thing, guys. You look at my Shirog, and she's got that 51,700 energy attack. Now let's look at Jean. Look at her, guys. She has almost 61,000 energy attack, which is nuts-a-mo. She'll have max attack speed when you hit her 5th skill. She gets 10% attack speed. Her crit rate will be maxed out because she gets 45% crit rate from her 5th skill. She has max critical damage, max ignore defense, max skill cooldown. So they're built virtually the same. When you're running through the skills, their stats are going to be pretty much the same except for the amount of energy attack that they have. She does have 5-star energy attack, so if I actually had 6 stars, she'd have even more energy attack. And all of her skills are 6. And again, she has a fully awakened overdrive set, CTP of energy with a 200% damage proc. Now this is one thing where she's at a disadvantage against Shirog, is her uniform is at rare. So, and it's kind of funny how Anti-Agent Venom's actually a uniform for both Shirog and Jean. So he's a hell of a uniform to rank up. And Iron Fist is in that 3rd slot. So we're actually, and plus we're not getting the full amount of all attack stats. We could still get, a bit more all attack. But even with Jean Grey, built not quite as well, she has, 61,000 on her and 51,000 on Shirog. Jean has a little over 9,000 more energy attack than Shirog, you guys. Now the team that we're going to be using in ABX is, and this is where I'm putting Shirog at a little bit of a disadvantage depending on how you look at it. My Shirog, we're just going to go ahead and use Ghost Panther because that's who we're going to be using with Jean also. Now, Jean actually gets a little bit of advantage with Ghost Panther because he's going to be giving her that 50% fire damage on top of the 45% damage dealt to supervillains. And since her tier 3 skill is fire damage, that's going to benefit her quite a bit considering all her damage, or most of her damage comes from her tier 3. However, Shirog, she's going to get the 45% damage dealt to supervillains, but that fire damage don't mean jack. Now, if I really wanted to, give Shirog the maximum output, I'd put White Fox with her. But I don't want to do that. I want to try to show you guys just how strong Jean is compared to Shirog with these teams, these exact teams. Because if I give White Fox to Shirog, she's going to get 15% more damage dealt to supervillains, which is going to make a big difference. And I thought I'd try to level the playing field a little bit. But even though I leveled the playing field, Jean has over 60,000 energy attack and Shirog has, a little over 51,000. So it's pretty nuts. Now, one thing about Shirog's tier 3 that makes her so godly is the increased damage by 110% for one attack. So if you land that proc, that 110% is going to add on to that. But the other thing that really makes this thing insane is Shirog has damage accumulation. Well, she's the only character in the game where if you hit your 3 skill before your tier 3, she will get the 100% increase of charge rate to accumulate true damage effect. That means she's going to get 225% more damage, guys, when she hits that tier 3, as long as you hit the 3 skill before the tier 3. It's freaking insane, that amount of power that she's going to be putting out. It's just nuts. Whereas Jean Grey's tier 3 is really developed more for PvP. But this thing is one devastating mofo. Now originally this thing had a 70% for one attack when back in the patch notes, I believe, but you know, they changed it. I guess they felt she would be too strong, I don't know. But I mean, she just doesn't have any attack buffing skills here. This is all pretty much, you know, for survivability. You got the penetration. I mean, it's a great skill for PvP, and it can be useful in PvE as well, but it's not like Shirog's. Shirog's is built to destroy and just mutilate. Whereas Jean Grey's it does destroy and mutilate, but it's not as decisive as, you know, the power you're going to see, guys. Like, Shirog's pretty insane. But I thought we'd compare these two to see which one is stronger with pretty much about the same builds. So, let's rock and roll. We're going to get this show started with Shirog, guys. We'll try her first. So we're going to get that all attack buff from Nick. Go into Shirog, hit her 3, hit her 5, and then her 4. And there's that damage proc, which is exactly where we want it. And then I use the 1 and the 2. Go back into the 3, the 5, and there the 4. Get the damage proc on the 4, and there it is. A little late, but not too bad. There we go. Get our tier 3. Oh yeah. Man, I always loved her freaking tier 3. This thing is just beautiful. God almighty, it's so awesome. Hell yeah, man. There we go. And, you know, the thing about Shirog, guys, you know, the thing that sucks about her, you know, versus Jean, is Shirog's tier 3, like, can miss. It can miss sometimes, you know. The damage is concentrated in one area, which is great for a world boss. It's amazing. But when it comes to ABX, you want to defeat all the mobs as well. You want to kill all the opponents around so you can drive up those points even more. And this is where she's actually at a disadvantage versus Jean Grey. Jean Grey has a lot of area of effect, especially when she does that tier 3. You know, even when she's running through her skills, she does. But Shirog is more of a direct approach character. I mean, she just like goes after that one character and she just pretty much mutilates and destroys them. That's her whole thing. So we're doing pretty awesome right now, guys. You know, even though we don't have White Fox, we broke over 2 million, which is not bad. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. You know, Shirog's easily one of my favorite characters to play. Easily, if not the favorite for me, guys. Like, she is a little bit more difficult than some other characters, but she's like anybody. Once you get used to her, man, she's not bad at all. You know, she's pretty tanky in this uniform and the Dark Star armor. I mean, she's awesome, man. Freaking love her. And I just love every time I see that freaking thing. I'm just like, yeah! You know, I just want to scream out. I freaking love it, man. Totally reminds me of Dragon Ball Z. It's so awesome. And I almost hated wanting to do this video, you guys, but I got some requests to do it. People was like, you know, try to compare it to Shirog, you know, and it's like, okay. And, you know, guys, look, in the future, if you guys want, I can do a world boss comparison, but I want to do a world boss comparison between Shirog and Jean when I have a rage on Jean. That's when I want to compare them. With a CTP of energy, I can tell you guys that as far as world boss is concerned, Shirog's still going to beat her. She'll still beat her. If they both have CTPs of energy, Shirog will beat her in world boss. But when Jean gets a CTP of rage, now that could be pretty interesting. So we'll have to wait and see. And we're going to have to see what happens here as well. Like I said, ABX is a different story, guys, because you want to kill all the mobs as well. But we're doing really awesome, man. We definitely could have broke 4 million. And that's even with the beast, you know, having that decreased damage received going on now. So, 3.9 million, almost 4 million, not bad. So let's see what Jean can do. Now for good old Jean. We're going to start the show off the same way. We're going to get our all attack buff from Nick. Hit old Jean, hit her 4-5. Booyah! Hit the 2-1 and then the 3. And yeah, she can put up some numbers, guys. She's pretty insane, I gotta say. Old girl definitely is nuts, you know. And, you know, keep in mind, guys, that Jean has, you know, almost 10,000 more energy attack than Shirag when you're watching this. I mean, it really shows a few things about these characters. I mean, it's nuts. Now, Jean, you know, she's putting up some damn good numbers right now, guys. Like, this is pretty impressive, I gotta say. I'm like, man, this is awesome. I mean, we're about to hit 900,000. We're not even a minute into it. So, I'm pretty freaking impressed with old Jean. Pretty insane. Pretty insane. If you notice, guys, that fire resistance down is applying to the beast just for a little bit, guys. Just for a little bit. So, when she's doing her tier 3, the fire resistance down's going on a little bit. And yeah, man. And all defense down's going on too. I'm seeing an all defense down, I think. I definitely see fire resistance down. I mean, it's freaking nuts, man. Freaking nuts. And look at the points she's putting up, guys. Look at the points she's putting up. So, about a minute and a half, and she broke almost 2 million a minute and a half. I mean, yeah. It just shows how strong Jean is. You know, well, it also shows how strong Shirag is. The fact that Shirag's got almost 10,000 less energy attack and she's putting up the same kind of numbers. Yeah. Yeah. But something about Shirag that you always got to keep in mind, guys, is whenever you're running through your regular skills and you're taking damage, you'll be able to deal more damage. Jean doesn't work that way. She doesn't need to take more damage to deal more damage. She just has raw damage that she's putting out. Which in a way is better because then you don't have to worry about taking any damage. Her damage accumulation is just much easier to work with because of that fact. And that is sweet. And if you guys notice, I'm hitting the 4, the 5, and then the tier 3 to get the optimal amount of damage. And it's looking like she started off pretty good, and I've kept the proc exactly where it belongs, guys. That I don't think she's going to beat Shirag, but she's going to come close. Pretty nuts, guys. So definitely, if I would have gave Shirag White Fox, she would have easily blown this up, you know, beat Jean. But like I said, I didn't want to do that. I kind of wanted to level the playing field a little bit as far as their team ups. And yeah, man, look at this crap. It's freaking nuts. I mean, still, guys, Jean didn't beat her, but almost 3.8 million. That's a hell of an awesome score. So with the rage, she's definitely going to beat Shirag. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.